Welcome to the shop. I'm going to talk about something near and dear to my heart, and that is getting great landings. If you were a new pilot flying a high wing trainer with a tricycle landing gear and you continue to smash that landing gear, you're hitting on the nose, you're bouncing down the runway, damaging your plane. If you're doing that 30, 40, 50% of the time, that's too much damage. We need to get that up. And there's three techniques, not techniques, but three things that I want to cover in this video that will help you smooth out your landings and get that nose up attitude so you're landing on the mains. That's it. There's three things, easy to go through, and then I'm going to show you exactly what I'm doing, so then you can go to the field and try those things out for yourself. I think you'll find that it makes a huge difference. So, stick around, let's get into it. Nice clean takeoff. Love that. Always start off with a beautiful takeoff. Several things you need to do if you don't want to smash your nose gear. One is obviously the setup of the plane is pretty important. Having that CG not too far forward. Let me stop things for a second. Recently did a video on finding the CG and what is the optimal CG for your plane. The bottom line is that the manufacturer recommends a range of CG. Sometimes they might have marks under that say CG. But really the proper or the best CG might be fore or aft of that line. And you need to figure that out. A lot of planes, if you're having a hard time getting the nose up on the plane, it's probably because it's, the CG is too far forward. So you need to start maybe moving that battery back a little bit, maybe a 1/4 inch, maybe a 1/2 inch, and then test it. Go take a look at that video that I just showed there. It goes into a lot of those details. The other thing on setup is your amount of elevator you have. If you have minimal elevator, very low settings, low rates, you're gonna have a hard time getting that nose up. I highly recommend you look at that closely. Also, if you're in safe or stabilization mode where it's minimal elevator, you're gonna have a hard time getting that nose up. So you might have to change some of your rates and settings. First problem is we're too high. So what do a lot of people do? They chop the throttle and then they point their nose down. But if you don't time that just perfectly, you're going to strike your nose wheel. I'd love to show you examples of smashing nose wheels on this plane, but I really don't want to damage it. It's below freezing, well below freezing, and plastic cracks easily. So again, let me show you what's happening here. You're coming in and you're a little too high. So you realize that you want to land on the runway, so you chop your throttle and you point your nose down, which is fine, but then you have to time it perfectly like that to get it, and you're not giving yourself enough time. You have to have a split-second perfection. 5 minutes. And if you're a new-ish pilot, it's hard to make that timing. One more time here. I'm trying to explain. It can be done, don't get me wrong, but I think your approach on coming in too high, trying to drop it down, which increases speed, and you have to just hit that perfect flare. So instead of doing that, let's try something different. And I've done 25 million videos on a good approach, and that's what you're missing, is the approach. You're too high. The other is keeping a little power on landing, and just use your throttle to modulate your descent. I've said it quite a few times, but as we're coming through here, you'll listen to my throttle. Like right here, I cut throttle and I'm dropping. Modulate throttle for descent. Here's what I mean. You can see a nice clean background right here. I got elevator up. I'm going to back off on throttle. And the plane drops. I increase and the plane goes up. Throttle.
Time remaining 4 minutes.
Throttle controls descent on these landings, not the elevator. If you rely on your elevator, you're going to have to time everything perfect, and you are going to bounce that nose wheel. So we got to get the setup right. We have to get the approach right, and we have to keep on throttle. Feed in a little elevator. Get that nose wheel up. Super critical. It's just fun. I could do this. Well, these are large 3.7.
Time remaining 3 minutes.
Large 3.7 milliamp batteries. They're the China Hobby Line 4S big battery. I like them because I can just fly for a long time. Look at that. I love doing wheelie. But that's what you want to get to. You want to get to the point where you're comfortable enough where you can pull off that kind of maneuver, where you come in, you touch on the mains, and you don't let your nose wheel touch. I would not do this with my F86 Sabre, but you can. At some point, you definitely can do those kind of things. Come on, come on, let's see. I'm trying to land a little closer. Sometimes messing with the camera, doing short approaches, and and talking while I'm flying sometimes aren't the best combinations for me. Slowing her down. Got a good approach. Pulling back on my speed, increasing speed. I was going a little slow and she was getting ready to come down a little faster than I wanted. So you notice I gave a little throttle. That throttle is going to save that nose wheel for you. I know it's counterintuitive, but it helps you if you're applying some elevator to get the nose up. You gotta have that, that combination. Otherwise, if you're trying to approach from too high up, you're just trying to time a perfect flare, and that's hard to do. And often results in a nose strike, which damages the nose wheel, which then creates a plane sometimes from just careening down the runway, bouncing, and we don't want to do that.
Landing flat.
I'm going to go full flat just for effect here because it's fun. And it makes the plane fly even slower. Look at that, nose wheel up, that's what you want, and then all I have to do is just pull back on throttle a little bit to get her to come down. Let me show that again. Flaps aren't critical to this. I know a lot of people love to fly with their, think that all planes need flaps. They don't. You don't need to do it with this. If it's set up right and you have the right approach, you don't need it. But since I have it, so much fun to fly these things like this. Coming in slower, slowing her down. Giving a little throttle. Nose wheel up. And there we go. I gotta tell you, I really enjoy making these videos and sharing them, hoping that people see it and it improves their landing. If so, please leave me a comment. It really means a lot to me when people benefit from some of this stuff I'm trying to do here. By the way, this plane is the FMS Ranger. It is the big one, the 1.8 meter. Fantastic plane. Link in the description below. If you have any questions, please, please, please leave a comment and hit that like button. Thanks a lot. Have a good day.